I thought that I was getting better. I honestly did. But sometimes I lay in bed at 3 a.m. trying to figure out what the is wrong with me. Why I'm never enough.
That 3 a.m. feeling is real. It creeps in when the world is quiet and you can't distract yourself anymore from the day's troubles. And suddenly you're left with all those questions you buried all day long. Why am I not enough? Why do people leave? What am I doing wrong? You sit there in the dark feeling like you've done the work, tried to heal, showed up better, but somehow life or love still slips through your fingers. It's lonely. It's maddening. And worst of all, it makes you start believing that maybe the problem really is you. But here's the hard truth: feeling broken doesn't always mean you are broken. Sometimes it just means you've been in spaces, relationships, or systems that made you question your worth over and over until doubt became default setting. You've probably poured into people who didn't have the capacity to hold you. And instead of them saying, I'm not ready, they made you feel like too much or not enough. That's not your fault. That's emotional damage dressed up as rejection. You're not crazy, you're hurt. And you're trying to make sense of the pain that was never yours to carry. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a two-step forward, one heartbreak back. And even when you're doing the work, journaling, praying, meditating, reading, whatever, you're still having nights where the silence is loud and your wounds ache. That doesn't mean you're failed. That means you're human. Real growth feels like grief sometimes, especially when you're unlearning the lie that your worth is tied to someone who chooses you when you're chosen. Let that sink in. You can be good and kind and whole, and someone can still mishandle you. It doesn't make you less, it makes them unready. So if you're laying there tonight feeling like you're not enough, I need you to hear this loud and clear. You are not the problem. The problem is the way this world and some people in it have failed to see you fully. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to feel lost. Do not let those feelings convince you that you're unworthy. The fact that you care this deeply means your heart still works. And that's powerful. Keep going. You are not alone in this fight. And I promise your enough has never been the issue.